What's up, Angel City? It's your favorite girl panda here. Yes, I'm giving myself accolades for some reason today because I need them. And we are here to bring you another episode of Angel City Chicks. This is episode 59, where we'll be talking about, well, a pretty exciting game, but I could not do it alone. Of course, I am joined by none other than the amazing Nina. What's going on over there?
Woo, just had a long day at work, came back home and ready to talk some Angel City. Let's do it.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one for once to really talk about. I'm excited about it. So, you know how we've been doing this. We're going to talk to you about a little bit of news and notes, some team news, get into the game recap, and then talk about kind of what's coming up and what to expect going forward. But, we like to warm up the vocals a little bit at first and kind of get things going since,
Yeah.
I'm at home all day. I don't get to talk to anybody. So,
Yeah, today we have a few appetizers on the menu for you, starting with some news out of Arsenal's women's team. And they actually broke the highest attendance record in the Women's Champions League in the UK with 60,064 fans. To put that in perspective, that's 3 banks.
That's 3 banks.
3 BMOs.
Wow. No, that's
huge, massive. Love this.
No, that is incredible. I mean, if you go to match days on Instagram and see the video, just the people, it's just like, wow. Like, kudos to them for bringing them in, for women, like their sports, finally mattering to people, and I love that. And it's just, it's history. Love that. Of course, I'm an Arsenal fan, so of course it's great to see the women as well from Arsenal bringing in these kinds of crowds, and good on them. I mean, congrats. You heard the applause. I meant it.
Yeah, and absolutely. Along with that, we're also seeing some exciting news coming out for NWSL as it pertains to our own league and expansion and draw. And that's the fact that, in addition to going to 14 teams for 2024, we are expecting an additional 2 teams, taking us up to 16 teams for the 2026 season. And that process is expected to begin a little later this calendar year. So super exciting to see that growth coming out too. I do wonder if the NWSL is starting to poise themselves for maybe some promotion relegation. I don't know.
I mean, wouldn't that be crazy if the women went that way first and decided to like just jump all in with it and see what that's like and see how how people take to it. I mean, I could honestly see them actually saying, hey, why don't you guys try it, and then we'll let you know if we want to do it, because women lead the way, right?
Obviously. I mean, I could see us doing this because as soon as you get to like 20 teams, it almost becomes hard without doing some sort of a conference setup. So do you go the way that the MLS has gone with like an East Coast, West Coast sort of thing? Or do you go full promotion and relegation? And I vote for promotion and relegation.
I mean, it has been a point of contention for a long time. I think it would be really cool. I know we had talked about how, having an Open Cup setting in the women's kind of leagues has been kind of hard because there have been a couple leagues that kind of argue back and forth about who deserves to be higher, who's, because they're not really like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. They're kind of like lateral along the same plane. So, you'd really have to kind of work through that and find out, okay, which leagues can we bring into this, and how do we structure them? So who's above who? So that could be a very interesting conference. I'd love to sit in on those meetings to see how that goes.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, the latest valuation for a team was $53 million for the Bay Area. So, we'll see what happens, but we're expecting then 16 teams by 2026. Super cool. Love that for us.
We are growing. I love it.
Other interesting news as it pertains to women's soccer before we just delve straight into some ACFC news. This headline definitely got us. The Chicago Red Stars fired their GM after Linked Youth Club employed a suspended NWSL coach. What are you even thinking, Chicago Red Stars GM? Because how on earth there's a coach who has been suspended for the NWSL for wrongdoings, and you decide, oh, let's go put him with the youth?
Like he did something in the women's tier that was, deemed a fireable offense or suspension, but he's fine with our kids. Like,
Yeah.
in what world could whatever he have done, because I don't even know the
Oh,
allegations.
inappropriate conduct and sexual comments made to players.
Right, so let's bring them into our kids, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
They're calling this a lapse in judgment.
what, the youth
No,
organization
the
that hired him?
GM's decision to hire him. It's a lapse in judgment.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, did they even like look into why he was available?
This is like lying on your resume, one of like 101 apparently. Like,
Yeah, I
don't
don't
you check references or at least headlines? I don't know, quick
know.
Google search maybe?
A man's word is not, isn't good for, face value anymore. I don't understand.
I'm apparently gonna go apply to be like a brain surgeon tomorrow because you can just do whatever you want.
Apparently, I mean, I don't think you should do that, but hey, you know what? Apparently, we can just do what we want anymore. No big deal. Like, hey, shoot your
Just
shot.
really
Shoot your shot.
hoping that we don't get any additional reports out of this. Like, I'm hoping it's something where it was like, yeah, he said something, he learned his lesson, he did, what he needed to do, and he was on the up and up. But still, like, if somebody is suspended for 2 years from pro soccer, you don't give them
Youth soccer job?
you don't give them a soccer job for 2 years.
No, I
You
mean,
wait.
yeah, you just stay away from that. You just don't touch that, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, somebody, like you said, a very big lapse in judgment, obviously. Somebody did not do their job, and I hope whoever did that got fired,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely. But let's
Oh,
turn a little bit to some ACFC news. You put some stuff in here that I'm going to have commentary on.
that you're gonna react to?
Yes.
All right. So,
I'm
I've got a couple player things we'll address first before I get into what you're talking about. I do want to put it out there for those of you who have not seen people talking about it or haven't read. I posted a comment in the supporters Facebook about this. There's a lot of negativity being spewed about Julie Ertz missing that game because of seeing her with her husband at a game. Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
Crimea River,
sure.
she had plans.
Well, yeah, but sure. It, at first glance, it does look a little like what she just went there to support him throwing out the ball. Like, what's going on? And I appreciate people asking questions.
Yes.
I don't like to just come out and just like call people names and make accusations if you don't know the whole story. I'm never one to do that. So I'm glad that in the press conference following the game that we're going to talk about today, somebody did actually kind of ask the question in a roundabout way, and I'm glad that she did address it. So for those of you who are wondering why Julie Ertz was not available for the Challenge Cup game that we played against OL Reign and the home match against KC Current, her excused absence was her and her husband run a Hope for Housing. Well, they have a foundation, like the Zach and Julie Ertz Foundation, and within that they have something called the Hope for Housing, and they were actually doing a ribbon cutting ceremony for this Hope for Housing. They're actually opening up this Hope for Housing that is part of their organization. Prior to her signing with ACFC, it was made apparent like, hey, I have this obligation I need to be in. And, obviously Angel City said, that is fine. Like, we still want you to be part of this team. We understand that's important to you. We are an organization that is hugely supportive of philanthropy and doing things for the community. So obviously they're like, that's fine. They knew she wasn't going to be here for that. And well, spoiler alert, we didn't need her. So let's just all stop crying right now.
But also, like, maybe make a little bit of a welcoming environment for somebody. Don't immediately crucify them. Like, I don't know. She's already done so much for our team. The fact is, she has an excused absence. She didn't bail. The team said, yeah, you can go.
Right. And, somebody said, oh, well, Mookie Betts can, go back and forth between the hospital after his wife just had a baby and still make it to games. I'm like,
okay.
that's
Also, if I was Mookie Betts' wife, I would be smacking him.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. I mean, you got to get away. Maybe he does stuff for her while he's there. Maybe he lets her walk around like, the wherever she's at, the hospital or whatever, and gives her some
Mhm.
time away. Either way, we shouldn't judge what people are doing in their personal life when we all go to work and we all have excused absences. No one comes up to me, whenever I'm not, there at work and says, "Hey, why weren't you there? You could have done this on the other days off." Like, no. I had an absence.
No.
I had an excuse. I'm going to take care of things that are also important to me because that's what makes us all human beings. We are multifaceted. It takes all kinds of characteristics and traits
Mhm.
to make us up. Julie Ertz is not just a soccer player. That is not just her thing. She is so many things. She is a mom. She is a wife. She is a philanthropist. She is a soccer player as well. And it takes all those things together. So this was excused. She wasn't there because of that. Everyone was aware of it. We move on from it because it's not for us to judge. So
And I guess what bothers me the most is she got so much heat for an excused absence to go and do philanthropy work. But let's talk about this next person who I'm going to calm myself down a little bit,
calm
who
down.
has been on a season ending injury for 2 seasons in a row now, but who I feel like has not done enough for the club in the time that she's been here, even though she's on injury.
Well, let's get into this because obviously, recently, Kristen Press did have an interview where she did address kind of what's been going on with her expectations. And so I'm going to read a little bit of that to you. So, first, on her injury, she said, "It has been a unique recovery journey, and I've had some setbacks and I've had some ups and downs. I think that's normal. I think this took a bit longer than I had hoped up till now. But I'm in the final stretch of my recovery. I'm starting to feel like myself again, getting my body back. Hopefully, I'll be joining the team soon." So she did address what we all had kind of speculated with her posts that were kind of cryptic, that really didn't give us a whole lot of information. We didn't know. So I think she said she had 3 surgeries. That's not always uncommon with these things. Things don't always heal properly. Sometimes things are worse than maybe initially suspected. Things happen, and I get that.
Mhm.
Like, we can't expect anybody to just come out of recovery and ready to just hit the pitch running.
No,
So
absolutely not. It definitely takes time. My frustration is I feel like as somebody who is supposed to be the face of our franchise, this is 2 years now where she's not gonna be able to take the pitch for us because she is out for the season. Like, she might be able to come into training and things like that, but they have her declared as season-ending injury, which
like,
means
we
we
don't
are
think
not
she's coming
going to
back.
see her.
Right.
I want to see her on the sideline of every game, signing every autograph she can, making every press appearance she can, talking up this club, doing her part to support us, and I don't feel like we're getting that.
Yeah, it does seem a little absent. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The
And then
hot
here's the part
Nina,
though.
Nina with her hot takes.
Well, here's the part that really bothers me is this next section that she talks about when she starts thinking about a World Cup run.
Yeah. So someone had asked if she still has hopes for a World Cup run. And she said, "There has never been a moment where I lost hope and that I took my focus off of the World Cup from the moment that I got injured until now. It's the North Star for all of us professional players, and it's a motivation. And obviously, the timing's really tough, but doing everything I can to get back as quickly as possible because it would be a dream come true to represent my country again at that level."
So you're not going to come play for us for this summer season, but you're going to be okay enough to go play in the World Cup. Like something here, there's a disconnect for me.
Oh,
Like, did our invitation to Kristen Press playing time get lost in the mail?
I guess. Oh, I
Just
love you,
not
Nina.
fair.
I know, I know, and I get that. I get that you want her to be like, she can't physically be Angel City. Can you be present and in the moments? Like, um you look at her Instagram, and it's all personal stuff. She doesn't really say anything about Angel City. She doesn't really post anything about the games, the results, talking up her teammates or being proud of them. So I don't know. Again, I never can judge anyone based on what they do in their personal life, but it would
I
be nice.
can.
I know you will. It would be nice to see her there. I think being healthy enough to come back to the World Cup, that's crazy. She needs to have time on her legs with us, I felt like before she could even be on that level. If that's the
Right?
North Star, that is a level that's up here. That means that they think that, NWSL is below that, and you're not even here for that yet. So,
Like, okay, maybe a little run-up time, maybe a little professional soccer time on the pitch before you try and get back to the World Cup, but you can't because you have a season-ending injury.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I feel like with her and Sydney Leroux, everything's just been so just like behind the curtain. Like I
Yeah.
want to know more. I want to know what's going on. But
But at least Sydney has been there. Speaking of, happy birthday, Sydney Leroux. She was
yes,
at the game.
yeah, and
She's
she's done the 3 clap, I think, at one of the games as well. So, um,
I
yeah,
feel like we've had more presence from Sydney Leroux, but Kristen Press was supposed to be the face of our franchise. Like, that's where I have the issue
right. Our big
because
signing and then nothing. It's like,
Mhm.
it's crickets.
But let's move into more happy news. Oh, are you going to push the cricket button?
Yeah. Well, no, I have one more because this kind of piggybacks off what I said last week. Remember? Oh,
Okay.
I saw that eye roll, Nina.
Yeah, talk to me.
Remember whenever on the last episode I mentioned Arsenal women's players who were all in the locker room together talking about their ACL injuries and
Yes.
how that just seems like that's almost a pandemic in itself. And it kind of ties into what Kristen Press did say in her interview about the ACL pandemic in the women's game. She said, I think the amount of ACL injuries in professional women's soccer in the last 2 years has just been shocking. I think if the caliber of players from Beth Mead to Mia Dama and Alexia in every league, international players doing double duty, stars. If this happened on the men's side, we would immediately have seen a reaction of how are we going to solve this and figure this out and make sure that these players are going to be available at the biggest moments of their career. So I think she's, basically saying we're going into the biggest stage in sports and we've got all these ACL injuries. Is anyone talking about it? Because if this was the men and they were doing this, they would shut everything down for a moment and probably be like, okay, we got to make sure that we have as many healthy players in this as possible. And,
Yeah.
maybe doesn't seem like that may be happening. I don't know. But anyways,
I
that was just
agree and I
interesting.
disagree at the same time. It's like, yeah, but also, it's not like the playing conditions are still so inadequate. A lot of these teams, they're playing on similar fields to their male counterparts at this point. And like, yes, ACL injuries are a huge problem, but Panda, I don't know, does the fact that women have hips and like our body, are we more prone to ACL injuries?
It's hard to say. I mean, we do a lot of ACL repairs at work, and I mean, I certainly don't see more men or more women than men.
Okay.
Um, so I mean, I don't think so. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, men usually are heavier and have a lot more torque on their joints when they're doing stuff. They're faster. I feel like, and that's usually where you tear your ACL. That I mean, it's all in those motions. So,
Mhm.
um, I don't know. I mean, that I guess
Yeah.
that's the question at the end of the day. Is anybody looking into why all of a sudden it seems like it's such a big deal? Like
I
that?
mean, they definitely should be. We should
Yeah.
be protecting our players. We should be, I don't want to say like monitoring playing time and like restricting it, but there is a need to rest players for different moments. And that's why with like the Fugazi Cup, we saw a lot of our good players resting.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Anyways, let's move on from that so we can get everything in and this won't be too terribly long. Dee Dee.
Yes.
Let's talk about Dee Dee.
Dee.
She
Yeah.
made 50 NWSL appearances. This was this the game on against Casey
Mhm.
Curran, correct? Yes.
Yes, very
Yeah.
exciting. So
Cool.
congratulations to Dee Dee. Also, we have to congratulate Jill Ellis as the newest inductee to the Soccer Hall of Fame. She's in the class of 2023. So super exciting for both of them on
Yeah,
different
yeah.
levels.
Very cool. Always good to see people getting recognized for the work that they have done. So congratulations, Jill Ellis. All
Yeah,
right.
and as we get into this game recap, like something else that's super exciting is this game was AANHPI night. That's Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander night. So we got to celebrate, the heritage of some of our favorite players, including our captain, of course, Allie Riley.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
great to see that sort of representation on the field. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. But something you might remember if you've been following us for a while is the name Tori Penso. And that should perk up your ears a little bit because Tori Penso is an American soccer referee. She was our starting center ref for this last game. And in 2020, we covered her because she became the first woman to referee a Major League Soccer regular season match in 20 years. Tori Penso paved the way a little bit, and she's currently in MLS as well as NWSL referee.
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to see that. I mean, I remember us talking about that and posting about it and everything. And yeah, it's just cool to see. And you know what? I kind of like her. She gritty. She kind of lets it play. I mean, we'll talk about some of the things as we go,
I
but
liked her.
there wasn't much that stuck out in terms of being too upset. I mean, every game there's going to be calls that you just don't think go your way, but consistently I think she was pretty fair, and I think she let the girls play and didn't really buy into any of the, any of the fake falls or anything like that, or if it was just a slip, a trip, or nothing that warranted anything, but just play on, she let them. And I like that. I think the game's fun when that happens. So
I do too. Like, she controlled the aspects she needed to control, but she didn't make the game about her whistle.
exactly.
Love it.
Cool. All right, let's get into this game. Obviously, this was on Sunday. What? Oh, I thought you were going to say something. This game was on Sunday at 5 o'clock. I know. I was like, huh? At 5 o'clock. And if you guys don't remember, we did not tailgate for this game because we were driving back from Fresno. So we literally drove back 3 hours, got into our respective vehicles because Nina had to grab her car, and then basically drove straight to the stadium and got there right when the doors opened. So, which was, it was fine. No big deal.
Exhausting.
And yeah, I know we were all exhausted, but I'm going to throw up the starting lineup for KC and have you go over that if you would like to.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously some names we know here would be Dabinia, and then, she's really the big player on this team, but they've got other starters like Kaiser, who we definitely love to watch. Pretty straightforward. They're a great all-around team. They've got a good amount of depth, but unfortunately we got more.
Yes, we do. So there's that lineup, and then ours looked like this.
And I told you when we saw this come out, I am a fan of this lineup. I like how this looks. And we had called out June Endo during the last pod because I was really impressed with her during the Challenge Cup. And she got that start. There's the Fugazi Cup coming into action. Is June Endo getting the nod for this game?
Yeah, and the rest of the stars, in case you're just listening on a podcast and you can't see the lineup, we've got our strong back line in Gordon, Nielsen, Reed, and Captain Ali Riley. Our midfield, we've got Weatherholt, McCaskill, and Hammond. And up top, we've got Emsley, Endo, and Thompson. And yeah, I mean, I think this is our starting lineup, I think. I love how Hammond has worked her way into that starting position. Who would you interchange her with if need be? Clarice or
who am I having to interchange?
Hammond, who I was talking about.
I don't think I would.
Or do you? I
think Le'Veon is more similar to Weatherholt in her playing style. Hammond, okay. I mean, you could switch her with Endo if you wanted to switch back, or you could even see like a Jasmine Spencer plug into that position potentially.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean, like I said, we was this her first start for a game, Hammond's?
I don't think so.
In a regular NWSL game?
Oh, now I don't know. You're blowing my mind.
I know. Either way, it was a solid lineup. We were excited about it. We talked about it, and I mean, obviously, it proved to be pretty effective. So let's get into this game. I'm gonna pull this off of here so that we can just chat. And yeah,
talk to me, Panda.
All right,
let's talk head to head.
Let's talk head to head. All right. So obviously, I don't even know who kicked off, Nina. You didn't put that in the notes. Thanks.
No, a team.
I've
given up trying to be aware.
I know, right? We've gone a different direction with this. We kick off, and first couple minutes feeling each other out. Not a whole lot going on. I put in our notes.
Wow, this is not Angel City Chicks After Dark.
5th minute head to head. Do you remember what happened?
When two players go up and you get a collision like that, it was like they kinda I don't think they lost the ball in the sun, but they definitely didn't see each other, and both players going into concussion protocol early on in the game is not what you wanna see, but fortunately, both were able to get up and keep going. But then in the ninth minute, we had another stoppage for injury when Gordon goes down.
Yeah, unfortunately, forward Michelle Cooper, she had the first chance of the night in when she dribbled up the center of the pitch. And, oh wait, why are my notes weird, Nina?
I don't know, you typed them.
Oh gosh, man, I messed up. So yeah, so Gordon had an injury. She went down, and obviously, anytime Sarah Gordon goes down, we get a little nervous because speaking of ACL, those things are so sensitive and so prone to re-injury. So anytime you see her go down, you kind of hold your breath. But thankfully, she got up, she walked off, and everything was good. But within that same minute, and that's why my note is the way that it is, within that same minute, we're going to see forward Michelle Cooper. She's going to get the first chance of the night when she dribbles up the center of the pitch on a transition play. She put her shot on target, but Didi is there to easily save it. It's funny because Dabinho was there kind of calling for the ball, and, she's a dangerous one to have in that attacking spot with the ball, and she doesn't get the pass, and you kind of see you see Cooper look over at her and just be like, my bad. So,
Yeah.
But that's them getting it in early, figuring it out and everything.
And in the 16th minute, we got a good example of how the referee wasn't going to just stop play for everything when Thompson takes a nasty ball to the face. She shakes it off and it's okay. But this is where I credit the referee. Like, she kind of evaluated this situation and was like, do we need to stop playing? No, it's not a foul. Oh, keep going. If she goes down, then we'll go. And Thompson just kept going.
Yeah, no, she didn't seem rattled. She seemed fine. Like like it was just a normal kind of header ball, but it was very much like a yo-yo. I was like, woof. But thankfully she's okay, very resilient. In the 18th, though, we're gonna see something interesting, which you can obviously explain a little bit, because I think there was some confusion out there. Some people, even on the broadcast, they were acting kind of like, well, that didn't look like a yellow card, but they were assessing like contact, and it wasn't about that.
It wasn't about contact. So in the 18th minute, Savannah McCaskill earns a yellow card, and this was delay of game. She is we see this a lot issued to keepers, and I think that's something that confuses people. Is usually it's the keeper putting the ball back into play or somebody doing a throw in, but in the 18th minute, kind of around midfield, you don't really expect something like this, but Savannah was kind of mucking around a little bit, and she pushed the limits, and quickly Tori Penso shut it down. She's like, nah, we're not playing that game.
She wanted this game to just move, clearly, because of her lack of some of the calls and her, establishing right out the gate, like, we're not doing that. She's like, I want this game to move. So,
and Savannah was clearly trying to kill the clock a little bit and to slow the play down to get everyone in position, which is fine. Like, there are lots of times when this is something we need, where you need to have somebody step in front of that ball to prevent a quick restart. So, like, good instincts to do it, but also what you're risking.
Yeah, absolutely. Now in the 21st minute, we're going to get a couple good chances for ACFC at the top of the box, but nothing's going to find the back of the net just yet. But in the 22nd minute, we're going to have one of those moments where we're like, we don't always agree with calls, because we felt like that was a foul on Riley, which probably would have earned her like a nice, I don't know, would it have been a free kick over there? Or would they just restart?
100%.
So it would have been a nice free kick down there on the right side, just outside the box near the end line. But it didn't happen. But don't worry, we've got Sarah. She's going to be there for the rescue.
Sarah Gordon.
Yeah, I know. As you put your notes in there, Sarah Gordon went Sarah Goon, which she's a little bit of a goon on that, because she kind of put her arm up a little bit and kind of got in her face enough that you saw the player like go down and then grab her face, trying to like accentuate like she got hit in the face, but no call. Like, again, that was kind of like a 1-for-1. She let it play on, and we kept moving.
Yeah. And then in the 28th minute, there was a great tackle by Weatherholt to send the ball out for a throw in. And, I really liked Danny's aggressiveness on this play, because she was just on top of it. She's moving the ball where it needs to be.
One thing I wish they would do with Danny, I wish they would put one of those trackers on her like they do the guys, because I feel like she is all over the place all the time. She's here. She's there. She's everywhere. Danny Weatherholt. Danny Weatherholt.
Roy Kent. Not quite the same ring.
No, 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 but still the same, like, the same thing. Because I said every time I look up, she's on the left side, she's on the right side, she was up there sliding, ball.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
she's always, always over the place. So,
Everywhere.
Angel City, they're going to continue to threaten as the half goes on, and in the 31st minute, why don't you walk everybody through what happened?
Brace yourself. The 31st minute is fire. After receiving the ball from Claire Emsley, Thompson is able to drive into the box from the left, and she does this little cut to the wrong foot on her defender. And this shot, oh my gosh, I think everyone in the stadium was just like, what? Because the angle, the power behind it, like all of a sudden it's bouncing off of the far post at the hardest possible angle you could and into the back of the net. And oh my gosh, I think Rogo's got the quote of the night.
Rogo said, teenagers aren't supposed to do that.
That was one of the most beautiful shots I've been able to ever witness in person. This is amazing, fantastic goal. And she wasn't even looking at the goal.
She wasn't. She was looking like out into like the center of the box and just whips it around. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I loved going back and watching it. Bally's replayed the game on Monday, so I went back and rewatched it, and it was just as beautiful then as I remember it in the stadium. So fantastic goal!
So nice.
Congrats to her, our rookie of the month for the NWSL. Definitely holding up, that title and making it hard for anyone.
Like, really,
she might be. She might be.
Really.
So now they're going to come close in the 35th minute when Cece Kaiser, she beat defender Megan Reed on a transition play, and it sent her shot under Harry Cheats a little bit as she came off her line, but Reed was there, recovered, and cleared the ball from the area before it crossed the goal line. So, I mean, thank goodness for your defenders, because it might have trickled in. I mean, she definitely took a lot of the speed off the ball. It slipped under just enough, but I don't know. Dee Dee's pretty good. She might have been able to like jump around and grab it or whatever. But either way, nice save. No goal on that one.
Yeah, we were able to continue some really good attacking combinations, making a lot of chances for us. June Endo had a cross from the left side of the area for the far post where Emsley came crashing the net. Emsley's able to slide and redirect the ball just past Miller and into the back of the net. And we are up again, 42nd minute, 2-0.
2-0. Here we go. Yeah, that was a great one. Huh?
You know what? We weren't done for the half.
No. I mean, you thought you were happy with that, obviously. And I mean, again, it was yes. I love this next one. In the 45th, what was it like? It was in the 45th minute. It wasn't injury time yet. Yeah. In the 45th minute, we're going to see Endo. She's going to nearly put away a shot by herself when Thompson found her in a pocket of space, essentially. But unfortunately, that shot was just left of the post, and she wanted that one back. So what does she do? She makes up for it.
She
makes up for it. Yeah. The second minute of stoppage time when Hammond, she had an attempted clearance that came back to her. She got it to her feet. She was facing away from goal. She spun around like a top and she muscled past two defenders and she sent a one-time finish to the far post. Oh my goodness. Like, you just love that for her. And I love her strength in that moment. I mean, there were two people there on her. And I mean, she's not facing the goal. She's facing down the other way. And she turns around, holds the ball, controls it, and she slams it into the back of the net. And, we love that for her because she's had some close opportunities. She's gotten a goal called back that should never have been called back. So in this moment, she deserved exactly what she got, which was a fun little goal celebration.
Absolutely. And we talked about this once before, but we are here for the goal celebrations. And I love the little star angel celebration that they had going on. Definitely made me happy. Yeah. Almost as happy as going into the half up 3-0. And the stats definitely seem to reflect that. We had 7 shots, 3 on target. But KC Current, they had 4 shots, of which 4 were on target. Possession just about equal, pass accuracy same. We were out fouling 6-2 with 1 yellow card for Savannah McCaskill. Offsides tied at 1-1, and 3 corner kicks for Angel City. So we definitely had a few extra set pieces in the attacking third. But, the game was not over. And unfortunately, we did see a little attempt at a comeback as we came into the second half. In the 54th minute, Endo actually gets a great ball inside the box from Emsley, but their keeper made a good save. And I felt like the Current came out into the half with a little extra like gumption, like they were just a little more ready to go. And
I mean, they clearly made adjustments at the half. They clearly saw what we were doing and they made adjustments. And we did not. Which, I mean, why would you if what you're doing is working? They were going to have to adjust to KC Current's adjustments. So it was a matter of figuring those out. And unfortunately, they're not going to figure it out quick enough.
Yeah, in the 57th minute, Kaiser was able to tap a ball in to defender Izzy Rodriguez as she made kind of this really last minute run towards goal. And Rodriguez hits this long range shot, just corner of the 18, in for the netting. Beautiful shot on this run towards goal. And there was really nothing Didi could do. It was just a beautiful shot. It almost was as good as Thompson's, but I'm sorry, we're going to keep that best goal status.
Right, exactly. And then in the 61st minute, just 4 minutes after that, Kansas City is going to get a second when Herachich blocked a close range shot by Dabinia, but unfortunately the rebound fell to Kaiser, who tapped it over the line. DG's got to collect those shots. I mean, that's a shot where when it comes to you, you've got to be able to try to collect it. You can't let it dribble out in front of you that close to the goal. I mean, unfortunately that's happened. It happened in Portland, not, punching it out far enough or not being able to collect it. They're able to tap it right back in on the rebound. And that's why I say all the time, take your shot. You never know. They may not be able to collect it. And then we've got that rebound and we're sitting and waiting. And that's exactly what they did. They did look at it. There was a talk of a possible offside and they did kind of stand there for a minute, but it ended up counting. And so now we have got a scoreline of 3-2.
Yeah. And, we were trying to make some more adjustments to kind of combat the way Current had come out. We put together a really good, albeit ugly, defensive performance to, try and make it through. And in the 75th minute, we saw McCaskill with a great ball into the box that just missed getting tapped in by Endo. And Endo wanted that extra one back.
Oh, absolutely. It was just a tiny little bit, out of her reach, but yeah, it would have been great. I mean, I think we all would have loved to go up 4-2 and kind of breathe a little easier because this 1-goal lead does not have any of us in the stadium feeling good. We are all clinching very, very tightly to everything and everyone. And well, the visitors, they're going to have one more near miss in the second minute of stoppage time when Herachich blocked a shot by Dabinia. The ball fell to forward Alex Sponstra, I think is how you say her name. She took a shot from inside the 18, but thankfully it went just wide. I think we all went, it was like an audible gasp because I think we all thought we almost thought it went in just like for a split second. And thankfully it didn't, but good for us.
Glad to see that final whistle called. I think we all breathed a sigh of relief because this 3-2 win is actually our first at BMO in the 2023 season. So super exciting. And that game-winning goal, of course, going to June Endo, which is super exciting on a night where we get to celebrate her. So as we look at these final stats, it's one of those things where I feel like it still kind of tells the tale, but not quite enough. You can see how in the second half, we ended up not getting as many shots on target. And I think that's one of our things where we need to improve upon. They also handed out some stats to us after the match, and it's clear that we have the crosses going into the box. We have these things. We're just missing that final little oomph. So 14 shots, only 5 on target compared to KC Current, who had 11 shots, 8 on target. So we definitely need to up that percentage because everything else is just about equal, even fouls, 7-7. We ended up with 2 yellow cards. That is the game. But, I'm not too worried about those quite yet. I know it's still early in the season, so we do have to be mindful of our yellow card accumulation, but there's time.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, we all breathed a little easier. We got the win, we got the points, and a fun Optajack stat for you. This is our Optajack moment, brought to you by
Cedar Sinai?
Rosé.
Oh,
No, Angel City has scored 3 goals in consecutive regular season matches after doing so just once in the first NWSL season. And it says maturation. So basically, we've matured into, a goal scoring team, which is kind of nice. We just got to.
definitely like fine wine.
Yes, yes. So that's pretty cool, a stat to have. I appreciate that, definitely. Let's talk about standings.
Yeah. So we finally busted out a 7th.
Woo! We made it to the main floor of the house. We're no longer in the basement looking up.
No, we are on the main floor. We're not in the attic, but we're on the main floor. We're on the main level now. And of course, we saw towards the end of last season, these games played got kind of wonky as certain teams had a ton of makeup time, but we're staying even here. All the teams, 6 games played. And you can see here, we are sitting pretty in 6th place, just behind San Diego Wave in 5th, New York, New Jersey, Gotham in 4th, Washington Spirit in 3rd, Portland Thorns in 2nd, and OL Reign in 1st.
All right. So what do you think about that? Anything stick out to you?
I mean, I'm just seeing more opportunity for growth as May 13th, we bring the Washington Spirit to our house and we show them what 3rd place should look like.
Here, we'll go over that real quick since you mentioned it. So upcoming games. Let's talk about things that are coming up. I think that's exciting. So May 13th, which is going to be kind of a Mother's Day tribute game because it's going to be the day before. Be at home. Washington Spirit. I sadly will not be attending this match, so I will be going home to pay respects to my grandmother, who sadly passed away this morning. So I'll take a moment of silence for her. But yeah, so I'll be thinking about all of you. We'll figure out podcasting. I won't be back till Monday, but we'll figure it out. So
Family's the most important.
Yes, family is important. It's going to be good to get home and see everybody as well, because there'll be people there that I haven't seen in a while, definitely. But moving on from that, the next Saturday at 4:00, we're going to be playing I'm playing Angel City. We're going to be playing North Carolina Courage out in North Carolina. Then on May 27th, another week later, we will be in OL Reign. And then we've got a Challenge Cup game coming up May 31st. That'll be in Portland is who we'll be playing. That is the same night, I think, that LAFC plays in Leon. So
yes,
lots of fun
definitely
soccer.
exciting.
Yeah, for that weekend, if that is who you support. Now, I was talking about things that are coming up, and I just want to highlight some things that are happening in the community. If you guys want to be a part of stuff, on Thursday, we've got the LA LGBT Center for Pride Pantry. They're going to be, let me see here. I'm going to pull this up just a little bit. It's a little small for me to read. Sorry. So you can go and help out there. There's a link in ACFC's bio if you want to help there. And then also they're doing a Koreatown Run Club is partnering up with Angel City, where you can walk 3 miles or 5 miles. And then they're going to do like a little happy hour afterwards. It looks like from 8 to 9:30. No registration or fee. Just show up and run. They just want to get the community together and just have everybody, come together for fun things. So if you're
Who
off,
will be doing the chasing?
The what? Who's going to be doing the chasing?
Yes. I don't run unless I'm being chased.
Well, I will not be there, and even if I were, I wouldn't be running. So
yeah, because you're trying to join the ACL club, but you accidentally messed up your PCL.
Yeah, I had my
You
MRI.
got the alphabet wrong.
Yeah, I had my MRI this morning, and my doctor was able to kind of see it. I guess he didn't get the report yet, but he's like, "It looks like you tore your PCL." So he's like, "We'll wait for the final report, but hopefully we can just get through it with physical therapy and a brace." So we'll see. But anyways, if you feel like going out and running and walking and just wanting to be with other fellow fans, and I think it's a great thing to do. Now, before we end the main portion of this,
I finally put a reminder for us.
Oh my gosh.
Don't forget the HBO documentary comes out May 16th.
Yes,
We're very excited for that.
That will be what next I can't do math.
Week.
It's 1 week from today. 1 week.
7 days.
Again, we haven't heard anything about watch parties or anything about this. So we'll see what we can come up with this the next week before that happens, because it would be so much fun to watch it with all of y'all.
Absolutely.
One more shameless plug I would like to make. Our good friends over at Club Football Club.
Yes, show
I
it
mean,
off, stand up.
yeah. So if you guys are on the podcast, there's nothing you can see. So just go back to this point at the 44:49 mark. I'll show you the shirt. It is a Nirvana inspired T-shirt for Angel City, and they made me a cute little crop.
Hey.
I can't stand. I have a bad knee. But yes.
Oh, you're so cute. Look at you.
Isn't that cute, guys?
Yes.
I
And you
love it.
gotta hold on to my shirt and keep it safe. Mine's not a crop. I'm not a crop girl, but
No,
I
you
got a
got a
cute one
T-shirt,
too.
same design and everything. So super cool. Check out Club Football Club. They really reached out and wanted to find out, how they can, do things for Angel City. So we gave them our feedback on, on sizing and cuts and stuff. Like, we're tired of unisex stuff. We want girls stuff. We like that.
Yeah.
And I love this. This is such a cute shirt. I love like Angel City's like front and center, and it's just got like a fun. I mean, I love Nirvana and grunge, so that was really cool. But anyways, check them out. They said they will have them, I think, up on their site. He's going to work on getting them tonight. If not, by the time you probably listen to it, they should be up there. Reach out if you have any questions about it, and we will gladly try to answer those or direct you where we need to.
Absolutely. And you know how we like to sign off. We do have a quote. This one coming from our captain, of course, Allie Riley. And she says, to be able to be proud of who I am, to be able to share my story, to encourage other people to share their stories, and to have a night where people are celebrating us and celebrating my heritage is something I could have never dreamed of. I hope future generations of players will feel so accepted and feel so comfortable in their skin.
Yeah, and that was all about how it felt to play, on a night dedicated to someone like her for AANPHI. That's right. Did I say it right? I always say it wrong.
AANHPI.
Yeah, okay, I said it right. I thought so. I have to think about it. It's like I become instantly dyslexic whenever I think about it. So, but no, I think that's amazing. Anytime that you can represent, a group of people and feel comfortable in your own skin doing it. And to get a win on that night too, just so exciting, so much fun, and what a great game. A lot of positive things to take away from this game. Let us know your thoughts on it. Hey, well, we're growing. Like I said, a lot of positives to take back from this.
Bye.
Bye.
And here's our fluff.
I wasn't sure what you were doing.
I was counting.
I was like, well, usually you like, and you know how we like to end the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Usually I say stuff like that, but I like to keep you on your toes.
Oh my gosh. I can't be on my toes. My knee is broken, guys. I cannot move. I am a, what did I keep saying to people? I am on the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo. I got to go to a funeral. I've got to hop on a plane tomorrow. I've got like a broken knee. I'm still not 100% wrist. Like it's all messy. The only thing I got good going on right now is this t-shirt. So check them out.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyways, I don't know what else to say. Do you have anything
I'm
that you
hungry.
want to add?
I got cooked dinner. Life.
Yeah, we got to get going. We've got a game to watch too. We may be making an appearance on another podcast very shortly this evening. We'll let you guys all know.
Yeah, and apparently,
what is happening over there?
JR's just leaving stuff everywhere. He's cute though.
JR, yeah, you're in Boston.
He's in Boston. In Boston.
Oh, anyways, all right. Let's wrap this up and everything. Thank you for listening this long. If you're still on, such a pleasure to be able to talk about this game, especially these fun ones that we win. And
absolutely.
All right, let's
until Mother's Day.
Exactly.
Or whenever we end up podcasting next.
We'll figure it out. I'll take my at least take my laptop. I don't maybe I don't feel like taking all this equipment though. So
no, just take headphones.
Okay. Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll give you guys a pod. Don't you worry. All right. And well, obviously, you know how we like to end it with our song. Are you ready? Peace.